been the one to almost always outfarm his opponent in the early game.
Oh,
He's
power
also
farm.
been heavily focused on Nidalee,
He's got a
which gets
turbocharger.
a ban here. So we finally get to see Rush on something else. See what he decides to go for. Lee Sin has been a favorite of his, obviously.
Graves is banned out as well. He may actually go back to that Lee Sin. Maybe we'll see something else. What is the last ban? Could be a Lulu. Lulu's been left up quite a bit lately, and it would keep it out of the hands of Cloud9. I don't see them run too many comps just around Sneaky, being the carry ADC.
Interesting, yeah. So many things are left up here. With Corky and Graves are... Okay, so there's a lot of power picks banned, but Poppy, Lulu's up, Gangplank's up.
Wow.
There are just so many. Yeah, it's really
Boom,
hard
boom.
to target ban nowadays with so many powerful champions. I actually kind of like it that teams get to pick and choose and decide which of the strong champions they want to trade early on. Looks like it will be that Poppy for Gangplank trade.
Moonscene's quite happy there. You saw on your screen to get the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, because even if you pick Lee Sin into Rek'Sai, Moon's very happy to try and out-farm that. With Rek'Sai having our ultimate getting back out on the map really quickly, Rek'Sai
create
does
that gap,
have
yeah.
a very easy matchup also. Can knock up and try and interrupt Lee Sin.
Some time being taken by Cloud9. They're going to wait
Oh,
until
baby.
about 20 seconds in. The Nunu.
Oh, baby, this is 6.2 Nunu.
Kobe,
He's got the reduced cooldown on his
Nunu,
snowball
did you know?
spam. Did you know Nunu is the most annoying jungle champion in the game? Will consume all of your buffs. I'm very excited to see Rush's Nunu because Rush has actually put in a significant amount of time in on Nunu. Everyone always talks about his aggressive dueling champions. Rush loves Nidalee, he loves Lee Sin, he loves to fight the other jungler, but he has actually put in a lot of time on Nunu as well, and it is also a champion that he can try and focus on counter jungling and try and focus on a CS lead. Currently, in the new patch, they have reduced the cooldown on the Ice Blast, so he can spam that out at later ranks and try and keep the slows down on the enemy carry. Plus, he's going to have that Blood Boil.
They put it on. It's going to be the Janna lock-in. That goes to Quan. So they're trying to keep the Nunu at bay on this.
Yeah, interesting how they're actually preemptively selecting Janna.
They also, it's
even though
pop Absolute.
Yeah, even though Poppy, or no, Alistar is actually down. Just kidding. But the Lucian Janna lane is fairly potent. Let's see.
Stops a lot of what Nunu wants. At least Janna, that is.
Also, they haven't given away their solo laner here, so Gangplank's still flexible.
Yeah.
I mean, GBM could very well play it. It's definitely rare that you see a team get Gangplank, but GBM's Gangplank is extremely scary. Impact as well. He can play pretty much any champion, and he's definitely a role player. Like, if you need a Lulu top, Impact is your man. If you need a Fiora top, he's also still your man. If you need a Malphite, he's played that too. He will play whatever role you need him to fill.
Very versatile. And he usually can make plays on each champion too. It's not like one kind of sits back and he'll be defensive. He always is on the front of the line trying to get the team engaged. Hi, what does he lock in? We've seen that Morgana go mid. We've seen Morgana top recently as well in different regions.
Yeah,
where does it go?
This is a lot of buffs for Sneaky. This is a very Sneaky-centric comp here with the Blood Boil and Black Shield, as well as the possibility of shields from Orianna, although Jensen has been very aggressive with his ball placement and will probably be using his ball placement as setup for his shockwaves. There are lots of utility spells here that C9 can use to protect Sneaky on the Kalista. Try and roll the game through neutral objective control with Kalista.
Yeah, and even in this composition, they choose to go with the Orianna Ball Shield. The Lulu has been left up, but all the way through picks and bans, they choose not to take it. And the Zillion for GBM once again.
All right, so we don't see GBM's Gangplank. Instead, the Zillion, which he brought to the North American LCS with an explosive win for the team.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be hard for Actually, I kind of like this from C9 because, Kalista is probably going to go with the Hurricane. She'll get a lot of spheres and multiple people. They're not necessarily focusing down a single target. Cloud9 have a lot of damage they can spread around and actually go straight through the front line of NRG, kind of reducing the effectiveness a little bit of Zillion's ult. But man, there's a lot of zone control here from NRG. Not only do they have Gangplank barrels to set up, which you have to avoid late game or else you get half of your life taken away in one shot, but also the bombs here. So exploding barrels, exploding bombs.
Lots of explosions.
NRG definitely are bringing a lot of explosives to this game.
Hashtag Michael Bay game. Let's go. Let us know who you think is going to walk away with the win by tweeting at LOL eSports with the hashtag C9win or hashtag NRGwin. We'll tally your votes up. We'll report back in just a few minutes. You hold tight, and we'll get those out there and see how you're participating on the social medias. Getting into this one, second match of the day, we had a pretty big barn burner for game number 1. We'll see if we can get the same one ignited for number 2. It's going to be Cloud9 taking on NRG. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the Rift.
Just reuse that same burn down barn,
it's gonna
reignite.
Just build it, burn it down again.
But yeah, I like that. Let's coin this comp, the Michael Bay comp here from NRG.
It's a whole lot of bing, bang, and boom.
All right. C9 actually coming out very heavy on the top side. Maybe we will see one of those delayed invades on the top side, trying to push in for wards, because nobody's down bottom to get defensive vision. They might try and look for that same pick. They've actually done this with Morgana. You know, you get the binding early. I don't think they've got vision of impact. Everybody's still hiding in fog.
GBM and his Dark Seal starts. Here's another one.
Yeah.
Added on the Blanc.
Oh,
he
interesting.
He didn't do anything with it yesterday, though.
Yeah, the thing is, well, it's fairly efficient, you know, just by itself, and then you can stack up, and it becomes even more so. But one of the buffs was aimed at allowing you to start refillable and then upgrade a corrupting potion with the cost reduction of the Dark Seal. But GBM's just like, oh, great, cost reduction, I'll get another biscuit. Thank you very much.
I like rings. So he picks one up. Just a Doran's versus Jensen in mid, who actually chooses to go as Ignite as well. Most of the time you see that be a defensive summoner spell.
Oh yeah, Jensen definitely.
He's
one
looking
of the most offensive-oriented Oriannas that we've seen.
Very, very pushed up in these fights. We'll see if it stays true for another game. As we start off, we're going to get a lane swap. First game we had the matchup. This one will be slowed down a little bit. We'll see who that plays in favor of. Remember, this now can give Rush a bit more time to tango in the jungle and start taking away Moon's resources. Have a bit of time before that happens.
Yeah, let's see how heavily he actually goes for counter jungling on this Nunu. Early on, you can just power farm your own jungle, especially since there is a lane swap here. He's going to try and stay safe in his own jungle. He doesn't have Smite, but he does have Consume. Don't worry, he's Nunu. And he's able to take it away. Meanwhile, on the other side, Moon has actually cleared his camps faster since Impact is helping him. You know, whereas Balls is actually trying to soak lane experience and has done so successfully, getting himself to level 2 already. Impact helping Moon clear his jungle, sharing experience, means that they were clearing on a little bit quicker of a pace, but there's a tiny, tiny, tiny team experience advantage. Maybe a couple minions here for Cloud9 so far.
It's like we see Balls now joining in with Rush so they can get around that jungle, and they will now have the 3-3 that they need to take down these turrets if they want. You see Moon will be going for his red buff first, and then gather up.
Yep, both junglers going to finish up their jungles, and both top laners trying to head to the turrets. NRG were a tiny step ahead of Cloud9 on taking down the turret, but we'll see if that actually matters as far as the recall timings. That leaves mid lane to their own devices, so Jensen going to go offensive.
Slow trying to get the double on, but he cannot.
Yeah, his goal is to try and deny these minions at the turret now. Aggressively use your ball. All right, let me check down bottom.
Farming at the turret is an art with a champion like Zillion. GBM already starts to be falling behind a few. So turret for turret as they trade top to bottom, 200 gold lead. And Rush now starts to get inside Moon's jungle. It's not going to find too much on this side, but we'll get the vision he may be looking for.
Yeah, both top laners also sticking around after turret goes down, grabbing that solo lane experience. Deep wards for both of them in the long lanes. So You do have to be a little bit cautious if you try and re-swap and watch out for the teleports. But both teams are actually mirroring their re-swaps.
Lots of pings. Saying Haunter, be careful, or rather Balls, be careful, you're pushed up quite far.
Well, yeah, this is a very easy period for spectators to say, oh, it's not much is happening, it's fairly boring. But for the players, everything's blind.
Yeah.
And it's a very intense period in the game because you're trying to keep track of all the members that have just disappeared into Fog of War. The wards are very few, and trying to keep track of all 5 members of the enemy team does become fairly difficult and involves a lot of guesswork. Both top laners do get out.
Yeah,
and
that
both top laners are at very similar positions. So the re-swap here looks like it should be a clean turret exchange once again. And both of these teams on a very, very even pace, pretty much mirroring exactly all the moves. The only change here is that Balls is actually sticking around. You can see, look at what Balls is doing right now. Because he's in the Fog of War, he's soaking up experience from these minions.
Right.
It's a greedy play, but he's standing still,
Oh!
and Moon doesn't see him.
Oh, he moved! He moved!
And
he pinged it!
He flinched! But this is one of the things that we saw, last year Impact would do it sitting inside
the
rush of top lane, but just trying to scavenge experience anywhere you can in a lane swap is kind of like a mini game for top laners. It's a very risky mini game too, because often it will cost you your life if you're sticking around on the weak side of the map like that. But Balls, he's been scavenging and he's been soaking up a little bit of experience here and there, trying to grab it.
Well, the last time we saw him pushed out, he got just enough gold for those Swifties, which is kind of helping him go back and forth here and trade these without too much pressure.
It does enable that experience scavenging sort of play style, because you can run into experience range and then try to get away from any collapses. Rushing for that move speed. Also getting his hands dirty there, was able to tackle Moon in the Krug camp, although he wasn't able to deny anything. Rush has been hard farming as usual, and Nunu definitely enabling that. Jumped out to Tracker Snipe for him, so we'll see an increased warding stat from Rush this game.
If you're going to be over there, why not have the vision to go along with it? Trackers as well for Moon, so he's trying to stop Rush from being in his jungle as they go for Dragon.
And again, as I said in Champ Select, this is going to be neutral objective focus because they have Kalista and Nunu very, very easily able to secure neutral objectives. So they want to get their Dragon stacking started early, it looks like. And Rush is going to do just that.
One Dragon up, Moon's going to hear that, knows he has a bit of time to take down this Scuttle, but he finds a ward. He's kind of ADDing out on this Scuttle Crab. Doesn't know what he wants.
The Scuttle Crabs can freak out at random times, especially if you're playing Syndra. Oh, I was playing Syndra last night. If you drop Balls and you auto-attack it at the same time, it's taking damage from 2 different directions.
Like, I don't know where to go!
And it actually loses its mind. The Scuttle Crab goes nuts.
It just went back into the water, and I couldn't find it.
All right, no Syndra this game, though. Not important. Ooh, Storm Raider Surge on GBM. I believe he took...
He did it on Victor.
Yeah, he did it last time as well, I believe. Because if you get the double bomb off, that's usually enough to trigger it, and you don't have to use your speed up on yourself. You can use it either as a slow to catch someone or enable a teammate to position aggressively with you after you proc your surge. Plus, great against Nunu. Any kind of slow reductions against a Nunu team, always good.
He might be finding his target, though. Black Shield Nunu is going to be able to waltz right in. Conquan's going to have to wait for that to wear off, or they can get some bombs on it to take it off. And then Monsoon out. A lot of things can happen in these fights.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the first team fight, just because they've mirrored the lane swaps so effectively that the gold is... Uh-oh, no flash on Jensen.
Flash, double bomb, there's the lockup, but the spell shield comes in a little late. That's still going to save him. He gets his command, shockwave off, and it looks like he should be all right. Balls should be able to walk out of this one.
Yeah.
Moon will be coming back up. He has just about half HP, so a disengage. We saw this from NRG last time, too. They never die, and they keep the pressure with this Zilean.
Yeah, and they get blue buff on GBM. Now he can zone at the turret, just barely misses that double bomb.
Whoa, turret.
Yep.
Taking a few shots.
No, oh!
Ooh. Very, very close. Pushing themselves a little too hard, and Cloud9 does not want to give up that turret.
Yeah, I think people are getting a little bit more used to playing against Zilean. We did see Cloud9 there focusing heavily on Moon, And this early in the game, the Zillion ult completely turns team fights. It basically gives you another member. But Cloud9 do pull off. They don't overcommit to that kill on Moon. And Balls was able to live as well. Everybody staying safe and actually going to be able to pick up the Rift Herald afterwards. Go to Balls for the side lane here. See if he's able to create much with that. Because I don't think they'll be able to, pressure the turret much. He's actually used it for the recall rather than trying to pressure mid.
Gonna get pressure in the bot lane. Impact. Oh, throws down the ultimate. Calls for a little help from the ship. But with that, the teleports are down. He's gonna obviously have a better push versus Impact. So Impact's just gonna have to walk around and wait, watch those get pushed in.
Rush pinging for assistance here. Got some deep wards down, but he's all by himself. Again, look at this decision making though. He's like, you know what? Before, I would have continued with my invade. I would have gone to steal away this camp. But today, I have no teammates to back me up. Haha, just kidding. I'm going to do it. He's seen everybody mid, though, so he's like, okay, I can get this Gromp. And Gromp's Smite is one of the most important for Nunu, since he's going to be stacking health, and he does get extra health from consuming. The other neat thing about Nunu, the jungle buff that extends buff durations is quite effective on him because he gets...
Nope. Don't want to walk into that.
Focuses so heavily on counter jungling, you can keep up even the smaller buffs get extended from your smite.
Oh yeah, wouldn't think of that too much.
Like Krug buff,
Krug buff, a little more turret damage.
The hand smite,
yeah.
That one gets extended. Gromp buff, the poison gets extended.
Quite effective when you're trying to just run into a fight, especially when everybody's attacking. You get to trade a bit back. We'll see him a little bit more in the jungle, most likely, after Rush's play if Cloud9 come through this clean. Opens up a lot of the jungle pool for the champions getting banned out right now. Coming up on 11:30. NRG trying to put a little bit more pressure down in this mid lane. Some forward wards getting placed just below them, and they took the path. It was not the correct one. That's going to be Moon getting the ult once again from GBM. Little deja vu in mid. He comes back the same amount of HP and the same saving play.
And Jensen now out of mana, so unless they get a kill for his Athene's passive, gonna be a little bit more difficult to wave clear. They're sticking around though. A little bit different.
I don't know if they fully want this fight. They're trying to protect the turret, but they may have bitten off a little more than they can chew here with Altec wanting this chase. The bomb is on. Culling is out. That'll be the last he hears about the fight.
Follows the bodyguard, blocks that culling for his teammate. That big amount of pressure mid, though, is going to be this mid turret.
Yeah. They finally say, let's give it up. Both of them back.
Oh, just kidding. Here comes Poppy. Back to the base.
He gets the Lucian. That's what they wanted.
Well, they got one of them. I don't know if that was enough.
Well, these guys aren't turret takers. Wow, Balls. What an ult there. He got the target he needed. May have had a bit more damage. It's still pretty healthy, but NRG lose out on a bit of a move in mid. Bot lane was being pushed by Impact. He's still got a pretty good CS lead and is kind of ulting into the fights. We haven't seen what he can provide when getting to the fight. Yeah. So that's still something Cloud9 has to keep in mind.
They also have to watch out for, the Trinity Force just completed now on Impact here for the Gangplank. So as we were talking about, the bombs on the ground are not the only thing you have to watch out for. The barrel chains are now going to start having a bigger impact. Oh, God. I didn't even mean to do that. No.
There's a lot.
It just happens
so
like often with his name. All right, just Dragon number 2. They're going to keep their Dragon chaining. Once again, still listed with Nunu. Obviously going to be focused on the neutral objectives. And this is a very quick pace. So, as few games as we see Dragon stacking now, this is definitely going to be one for Cloud9. I really do like how they're playing the champions they've selected, and they're sticking to the game plan. Everything going according to plan for them right now. Even though they are even in gold, they're up on what matters to them, the 2 dragons.
Yeah. They've been able to technically get 2 kills. But NRG saving those with the Zillion ultimate.
Well, technically, no kills.
Which is true. In the end, the
technicalities are too much. But they got 2 kills in their hearts.
That's true.
In spirit.
They will stay there.
Both on Moon, I think.
He was saved by GBM both times. Jensen's been very hard on that mid lane through this lane swap early game. About a 40 CS lead he's looking at. As this wave gets killed out and he'll get another one, it should be around there.
Yeah, and even though there are no kills in mid yet, it's been exciting.
I was waiting for the play. The combination of the gang playing slow into the double bomb. But where did Cloud9 just come from? Out of the woodwork, and NRG was not expecting that.
And there it is. They spread the damage.
Over the wall, GBM. He goes bye-bye as well. Can't turn back time on this one.
As you said, no, the Kalista can get multiple people down at the same time. That time, they actually used the Kalista ultimate, got the knock-up at the same time. Focus 2 down. GBM got a little bit too close there. Moon wasn't just the focus. 2 kills for Cloud9, first blood, plus they can just take Rift Herald and try and press in on another turret. That was a huge pickup for them.
Yeah, Gangplank all flashes, ults down in mid. Another Rift Herald going over now. Does not look like this one will be 4 balls. We'll see if Rush takes it. Sneaky's gonna pick this one up, and it will be Sneaky.
Yeah,
So first kill of the game, comes up with 2. NRG pushing.
Okay, so actually you're gonna trade a turret for this. And NRG do a good job of not giving up the Rift Herald there for nothing. Get some gold back for themselves. But yeah, look at this. There's been so much action mid. Not a lot of deep vision for NRG though. They don't see anything on the other side of the map. So when the reinforcements come from Cloud9. Okay, so Shockwave on just GBM and the knockup got both. But yeah, just more members of Cloud9 there. It had nothing to do with Kalista getting a Hurricane because she doesn't have one yet.
Nope.
But
almost, it's getting there.
The collapse there from Cloud9, very quick.
They came out of nowhere. And there was actually a pink ward in the Pixel Brush and River, which gave NRG full vision of that team.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you toggle the vision right now, NRG have no warding really on Cloud9's side, only a tiny bit of defensive vision, but C9 have gotten pretty deep with their wards, especially on the red buff side of the jungle of NRG.
That's where Balls has been able to wreak havoc on that top lane. Now it's going to be Impact having to respect that.
Yeah. You know, as far as the next steps here for NRG as well, they are going to have to focus a little bit on that vision because they're really going to rely, now that they're a little bit behind, on a big AoE combo. The explosions from GBM and Impact can be a really big combo, you know, with the AoE stun into a very easily set up barrel explosion. That still can, you know, wreck Cloud9. However, Cloud9 have been very diligent keeping up these wards, and Rush with the early trackers has helped.
Sneaky using Rift Herald to push down in the bot side. It looks like he will be met up by Altec. What's the choice now for Cloud9? This is where we're looking. Actually, his Rift Herald wore off, but they still have a pretty good wave. Called out. Easy peasy for Altec.
Yeah, NRG trying to hold on right now, but holding on is just going to mean they're going to get closer and closer to Dragon 5. Cloud9 move up their vision line. They're setting up for that next Dragon way before they even need to. They just want to know that next time it'll be so easy to keep up their deep vision here because they already have these scouting wards. And NRG, all they can really do is try and huddle on turrets, continue to blow their ultimates just for wave clear. Eventually, they're going to have to make their move to try and stop this Cloud9 juggernaut.
Yeah, so much control they have right now. It's about strangling out the game and making it work. 82 in their favor.
Yeah.
They start to take resources from NRG.
So we want to continue to highlight individual players as well. Jensen was definitely one to watch after yesterday on the Orianna, and he is crushing it today against GBM, who was another mid laner we were looking at. Huge CS lead that he's been able to earn for himself, plus avoiding all the ganks mid. Talked about no kills earlier, you know, maybe what, 15 minutes or so in mid lane, but there was a lot of excitement there. There was a lot of flashes away here from Jensen, and he was able to survive each time, even with a decent amount of focus there, while keeping his CS up.
Still playing aggressive with that Ignite, too. Usually a reason that you would get focused in mid lane to get popped out, and that's probably what Moon and GBM thought they could do with Impact's ultimate. But he has had too good of a lane, and already too strong with some levels in that command protect. More wards being pushed forward, you can see by High. Trying to play a bit of the Dark Binding Fog of War game. even if it's just for a bit of damage, not even the engage.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to make use of the vision. NRG actually did a decent job in the last couple of minutes fighting back on their blue side jungle. Laid down some pink wards, but they're not going to contest this dragon. They've opted to just give up number 3 here, and they're making a move on top side.
Yep.
Maybe if they can get a kill and a turret top side in exchange for this dragon, they can snowball with the extra gold that they'll get from those objectives and try and win that big team fight that they're looking for with the AoE combo into the Gangplank
Would
barrel.
have to be a very fast take. You have 15 seconds for home guards to come out. That means this will be protected. We already have Balls and Jensen there. It looks like that is enough. Yeah. Jensen went back in time to make sure this was saved along with Balls. So that stops a lot of pressure from NRG. They took some time to go all the way up there.
Yeah, I see where the call is coming from. You know, even though NRG kind of expended a decent amount of their warding resources on the blue buff side and then didn't really go for the contest there, they were opting to try and gamble and get some gold in their pockets with which to try and win a team fight. Didn't pay off though. Jensen's been quick to rotate. He's also got the early Luden's Echo, which helped out with his wave clear. And Cloud9 continue to hold solid here, stacking up the dragons.
Look at that. Full vision on the team, trying to make sure the ball is as far as it can go. Just letting people know what the information is. He's also been playing much more aggressive. We say that his plays got better, but we just saw him. The one hit on the turret, that's all he could get there, but it's still making progress, and he knows for how far he can push his champion. Looks for a quick dissonance and move onto Altec. Yeah, gets it on the outside. That's definitely not kill potential.
Big chunk, though.
That's big chunk, rather. And it looks like the turret is really what they had their eyes on, and that's the prize they'll get.
And that big chunk.
Maybe not.
Oh, it earns them a teleport at least. No turret, though.
Consolation prize.
Right, so that's it. Still a big cooldown. Jensen's able to trade his ultimate there for the teleport of GBM. Reducing NRG's options. I mean, Cloud9, they're happy to play the slow game. They don't want to risk anything by going for any sort of crazy tower dive into a Zillion comp. That is how you throw this.
There's a flash from Conquan. Without Conquan to disengage this turret, he's coming over right now. They're getting some good damage on it. Rush is going to try to be the front line here, and he successfully gets the team to hit through the Storm Shield. They finally crack open mid, which they've had down for quite a long time. It still held off the forward wards, the invades from NRG.
Yeah, Jensen's been chipping at it for a long time here. And that going down means that Cloud9 can really solidify their hold on the jungle camps of NRG and keep them bottled up even further on their own side of the map. Dragon number 4 approaches very quickly here.
25:35 is when that will spawn, so we still have 3 minutes for teams to push these waves up, try to extract some of the bigger ultimates to make this fight easier. I'm sure Impact and the rest of the team would have a field day grouping up Cloud9 at this fight if they can get the right positioning.
Right now, Jensen actually has a 2,000 gold lead over GBM on his Orianna with the kill and CS lead that he has earned for himself. He's looking like he might even be able to get that 100 CS advantage over GBM. Oh man, Conquan just gets caught.
He just flashed. We saw that play happen previously. He's going to be coming back up.
Well, you can add another kill to the team.
Yep.
Who are they going to give it to? Jensen?
He's making the run. He's saying, chase me, come this way, don't add pressure. But now they have a lot of room to work with, get some more wards down. Conquan still has more than halfway to go on that flash, so he becomes a target as well when he comes back up. Not ground NRG can afford to lose here. They have been stopped at the second tier turret, which means the gold is pretty much stopped for them as well. It's just in the CS that the entire team begins to share. You see Altec trying to get that solo in the mid lane.
Early move over to Baron here from C9. They don't have to risk anything, so if it gets a little dicey, if they see the teleport, I expect them to call back off of it.
Oh, hi. Bates call. It looks like they're going to throw it right into the flash of Moon. Very nicely done. Gets the binding as well. You see Balls fighting on the backside of this. They get GBM. Lock him into the wall. The ult's down from trying to save Conquan. And you just see how this starts to topple over, the domino effect of not having the ultimates we talked about. A quick shot up into the air coming from Boss Poppy. They go for the fight. They go for the entire team, and Impact is forced to run for the fountain. Cloud9 almost gets the ace, and they start to head back to Baron.
Cloud9 are looking sharp both games this week. Balls right there had some good plays.
Yeah.
High as well. All members stepping up. Up until this point, it was really about Jensen holding a huge gold lead, but everybody creating plays right there for Cloud9 as they chase down NRG. And right now it's up to Impact, and Moon's back going for the steal.
This would be huge. Oh, it's going to be the rend out. Both smites. No, only one smite went through. That's going to be Moon going down for his efforts.
Yeah.
Would have been big, but it also wouldn't have been on Altec.
So you want to check the champions the enemy team has before you go for that, because, all right, well, let's look at this team fight first. Good Kalista ultimate there. Moon actually got baited in, I guess, by the low health High, and really overcommitted. Moon went super aggressive there. I don't think they were on the same page. Then here's the flash from High that got him, and Balls was able to capitalize.
Look at
really
that.
good synergy. Yeah.
He did more damage than yesterday in a play.
Well, he chased everybody down here. Balls just moving on, leaving Conquan for the rest of the team, and smashes Altec into the side. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think there was a breakdown of communication there with Moon. Maybe he thought Impact was teleporting in and they wanted to collapse on Cloud9 and keep him in the Baron, but that was a big overextension. NRG were already bleeding kills and bleeding money, and now it kind of broke wide open for them because Cloud9 with the Baron buff, they may not even have to go to Dragon number 5. They'll pick up number 4 on cooldown here just in case, but they can get a lot of turrets off of this Baron as well. Huge lead for these guys. And all members are really firing this game.
NRG went 19-0 in their shutout versus TSM. They had Zillion. Now somehow it's a shutout against them, even though they could bring themselves back to life 8-0. Where are these shutouts coming from this year, Kobe? It is absolutely crazy.
I mean, I really do like the strategy from Cloud9. We haven't seen many teams focus on, you know, something like a new Kalista comp with a lot of objective focus, but they have done it and they've played it well.
Yeah.
Yep, Jensen 4 CS away from that Flame Horizon versus GBM.
They're also one dragon away of cracking the base here. Doesn't bring them all the way to the Nexus. That's going to be a hit onto Conquan, not somebody they want right away for his disengagement. Looks like they keep it safe and just keep applying damage everywhere they can. Turrets are in their eyes on the objectives. They're playing around the kills, not for the kills, and it's a very smart way to do it right now.
Going to take this turret down very easily. They'll be left with super minions buffed up. Oh, here we go.
It's a going for broke, Kobe. Moon's going to be the only one in. GBM is already so low. They initiated this fight, and he's already blinking red. He tries to get to the back line, and he does take down Rush. The hits are onto High. He files in with the team to make sure they have power in numbers. Balls is going to go for a solo play onto him. Cloud9 is so low here. They may be staying a little too long with the amount of health they have combined, but they're going to get what they want in the inhibitor. Balls was able to chase off GBM, and it looks like they're going to be able to get out safely as well.
NRG get the moral victory there. They got a kill. They're on the scoreboard.
There it is.
They were able to take down Rush, the tankiest member, but that is going to be a drop in the bucket for this game.
This had to be GBM too. He had to go in and make a huge roundabout play to get that kill. You just see how hard it is for NRG to get in on this comp.
Yeah, man, Jensen, like you're talking about, just with one combo there on GP against so low.
Sound effects.
Well, there's your explosions. GBM sneaks around the outside and snipes him with the double bomb. AoE right there.
Oh.
Ball's getting it done here versus Impact. There is nowhere
Solo
for Impact
fight.
to go. This is going to be a long run for him.
That was pretty. Oh, he pushed
All right,
him
it's
out.
a short run.
Hop, skip, and a dash.
Balls is a sprinter. Able to catch him there.
Very aerodynamic in its size. 10-1. A fierce push now with a empowered minion from the banner of command. And it almost looked like Cloud9 didn't even see this turret. They're like, let's go buy it. Fight first. Ask questions later, but they take down the turret. They do it methodically. They keep the plan in order. Get the calling out, which means it's going to be even easier to walk up to the turret. Now the double bomb misses, and Rush goes in hard just to separate the fight. Really not even looking for too much. He is just disorganizing NRG's comp.
Yep, 3 inhibitors down here for Cloud9. They should be able to close the loop.
Few more attacks. Sneaky focused on the top. Look at this. They're doubling the Nexus turrets. Now putting focus onto one. Moon again going for broke. This is the last time they put the cards in. Jensen very low mana. He can't really provide. High is low. He's forced to walk out with a sliver of health now. Impact is the focus, and there's a lot of micro in and out between NRG's members, but they're still falling to the last hits. The triple for Sneaky. The pentakill is running around. That's going to be the spooky ghost. It gets so confused. It's I can't go through this wall. I think I can. And that's not going to be the pentakill for Sneaky. He gets the quadra. Their eyes are on the Nexus, and that's really what they want. Coming up, another sub 30-minute game on the day. Cloud9 take down NRG.